PayPal founder proclaims that crypto is a revolutionary youth movement, then attacks the centralized monetary system. Cryptocurrency has been on a parabolic rise in the last decade, with many considering the advent of digital assets being a financial revolution in the 21st century. One of the most outspoken supporters of crypto has been libertarian tech investor Peter Thiel, who considers old dogs like Warren Buffett, Wall Street, and conventional central banks to be hindrances to cryptocurrency's growing progress. In this video, let's take a deep dive into the issue, as PayPal founder proclaims that crypto is a revolutionary youth movement, then attacks the centralized monetary system. Crypto's popularity. Cryptocurrency has gained beyond significant popularity in recent years, with the rising surge of its use and viability propelling the industry to a record-breaking global market cap of over $1.9 trillion. With so much value in a fast-paced and growing system, it's no wonder why so many key individuals have found themselves immersed in the crypto space. From top bigwigs like Mark Cuban and Elon Musk, who, for one, has ever been so vocal of his support for crypto, to famous names like Mike Tyson, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kim Kardashian, Matt Damon, and plenty other celebrities who have gotten in on the possibly lucrative fanfare. But while the crypto industry, its mainstream use, and its popularity keeps on rising, there are also plenty of naysayers who continue to raise doubt, while holding back cryptocurrency from its full activation. One key individual has recently highlighted the setback, with a tirade against some of the old dogs and the traditional financial establishment. Bitcoin 2022 Conference. Speaking at the Bitcoin 2022 conference held in Miami in early April, billionaire entrepreneur and e-commerce executive Peter Thiel spoke in a keynote address by calling out the old dogs of traditional finance, calling them a hindrance to Bitcoin's progress. Thiel is known as a prolific venture capitalist investor who also happens to be co-founder of PayPal and was also among the first outside investor in Facebook. He also founded global macro hedge fund Clarium Capital, as well as big data analysis company Palantir Technologies. As a staunch e-commerce advocate, Peter Thiel has always had loud views when it comes to free trade and big tech, which is why he took the opportunity to make these views clearly known in his keynote speech. Thiel has also been said to have amassed hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin through his venture firm Founders Fund. At Bitcoin 2022, the outspoken libertarian tech investor began his talk with an analysis of the investment merits of cryptocurrencies, but eventually went on a rampage against the financial establishment, calling financial opinion leaders such as business magnate Warren Buffett, JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, and BlackRock's Larry Fink as a finance gerontocracy, who have tried to stop cryptocurrency and blamed the finance titans for Bitcoin's failure to reach $100,000. A gerontocracy is defined as a state, society, or group that is governed by old people. Thiel's attack on these finance old guards highlights the battle between traditional finance institutions and cryptocurrency, which has plagued the mainstream acceptance of digital assets worldwide. Thiel said that Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in the world, with a net worth of over $125 billion, was enemy number one, and even called the 91-year-old business magnate the sociopathic grandpa from Omaha. Thiel considers Bitcoin as being part of a revolutionary youth movement that was out to overturn traditional finance, threatening the power and wealth of the establishment. He continued his tirade by including what Thiel considers as bankrupt central banks and the so-called hate factory of ESG, which stands for environmental, social, and corporate governance. In Thiel's words, Bitcoin, it's a movement and it's a political question, whether this movement is going to succeed or whether the enemies of a movement are going to succeed in stopping us. Thiel cited that the old dogs of traditional finance, as well as restrictive central banks, seemed threatened, especially since the Bitcoin market, which is now at $830 billion, could rival the global equities market, which is worth more than $100 trillion overall. He pointed out that the finance gerontocracy, with institutions such as Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan, and BlackRock, hold Bitcoin down by having dismissed it from the get-go, despite the momentum behind the crypto craze. In his presentation, Thiel put up a headshot of Buffett with the words "rat poison" on it, referring to the time when Buffett himself dismissed Bitcoin by using the phrase. There was also a time when Buffett was quoted saying, "I don't own and I never will," when asked about his openness to crypto assets. Thiel also called out JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon's views on cryptocurrency as being part of the New York City banker bias, which also highlight the conflict between Wall Street and the growing crypto space. Crypto has certainly divided opinion as the financial world and regulators continue to try and get to grips with its rapid adoption. In fact, it seems that these old dogs seem to already be quietly building up their crypto acceptance, despite their public admonition of the crypto industry. Early in 2022, Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway invested $1 billion in Brazil's Nubank, an online bank that's popular among crypto investors. Meanwhile, BlackRock recently invested in stablecoin issuer Circle, with BlackRock expected to become a strategic partner to help explore new markets for USDC. USDC is currently the second largest stablecoin by market cap, second only to Tether. One of the world's largest multinational investment companies and asset managers, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, even wrote recently in a letter to shareholders that present global scenarios such as the Russia-Ukraine war could accelerate adoption of digital currencies, and remarked how a global digital payment system that should be thoughtfully designed could also enhance the settlement of international transactions while reducing the risk of money laundering and corruption. This statement comes as BlackRock itself is opening itself further to how it can serve its customers interested in crypto. So while Thiel may consider these individuals, whom he calls the old dogs of finance, as staunch enemies of Bitcoin, it seems that when it comes to conventional capitalism, they're already opening up to the possibilities of increasing ventures due to the rise in demand and global acceptance. This, in turn, is starting to be seen as investment opportunities to these financial pillars. Reactions. With the rather upfront and scathing opinions that Peter Thiel expressed, it seems that it hasn't brought any reaction from those whom he directly mentioned. Representatives from Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan have either declined to respond or hasn't taken notice of Thiel's remarks, while BlackRock pointed out its CEO's recent comments, which seem to support their possible leaning towards operating more in the crypto space. Experts have also weighed in on the issue, from political observers and crypto experts who are keen on the attention that Bitcoin has been having, to Anthony Scaramucci, the one-time former White House communications director and currently the founder and managing partner of Skybridge Capital, believes that the financial gerontocracy Thiel has mentioned of Buffett, Dimon, and Fink is a real phenomenon, but it isn't an impediment to another Bitcoin bull cycle. Scaramucci considers Bitcoin as a fully democratic asset, with consumer demand forcing traditional institutions such as JP Morgan and BlackRock to build Bitcoin and crypto services for its clients. Bud White, the co-founder and chief product officer of Taken, remarked that the world in which Buffett, Dimon, and Fink made their millions in has changed, with blockchain technology maturing and gaining more credibility even in traditional financial circles. Marie Teti-Bouet, the CMO of Gate.io, also highlights the hypocrisy of these old dogs, that they can say all they want to put Bitcoin and crypto down, but they exist in a world where money-making opportunities will always dictate their actions. So in the end, their actions will eventually lead to their companies supporting the overall crypto ecosystem. From the look of how the lines are slowly being blurred between traditional capitalist financial institutions and the rising acceptance of digital assets, there will come a time when these issues won't even be worth arguing about anymore. So what do you think about the PayPal co-founder proclaiming that crypto is a revolutionary youth movement and then attacking the centralized monetary system? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this one, hit that like and subscribe button. And be sure to take a look at other videos from Billionaire Crypto Investor.